vintage European movie heralds and or publicity booklets. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, and we're going to look at something a little different this time that has to do with the classic vintage movies and the little booklets that they used for advertising and publicity purposes, but not the ones that we used in the United States for American movies, but the ones that we used in Europe for American movies that were distributed in Europe. They're in the European languages. Most of these I'm going to show you are probably Danish or Swedish. And the thing is that they had, in the United States, you had movie heralds, which were usually 5x7 or 6x9 or that size. And they were given out at movie theaters or to customers advertising a new movie that's coming out. So here's one of them. This is an American movie herald, and it's for Footlight Parade movie. Has a beautiful good girl image on one side, and on the other side it's for Footlight Parade. It's a Jimmy Cagney movie, and it's a movie that was playing for 3 big days at the Fox Theater in Bordentown, maybe Bordentown, New Jersey. And it's the Fox Theater. And most of the American ones were 1 or 2 sheets like this. And they were given out at theaters in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, but primarily in the 30s and 40s. So that's an American movie herald. Now, what I'm going to show you are something a little bit different. These are little. Most of them are about 4x5, 5x7, 6x9. And they're 8 pages, and they're about certain movies. They have publicity photos and all kinds of information. And this one is for, and they're all, of course, they're all in foreign languages, so it's a little hard for me to read them all. But the poppy is also a flower, and it's Operation Opium. And I'm going to open it up, and Operation Opium. And it's interesting, poppy is also a flower, Terence Young. It does mention Ian Fleming. I don't know if this is based on an Ian Fleming book or not, but because I can't read the language here. I don't know if this is Norwegian or Danish or Swedish. I'm not sure. But all of these are European, and I'm going to show you. And they're 8 pages basically, and they have really nice photos of the movies, of all these films. So I'm just going to go through them kind of quickly, just to give you an idea. One of my favorites, Captain Horatio Hornblower, with Gregory Peck and Virginia Mayo, based on the C.S. Forester book, the Warner Brothers film. And this is an advertisement for that movie. Shows you some scenes from the film. These are just really cool. Again, they're not written in English, but beautiful, beautiful. Next one is Conquest of Space. It's a Paramount film. It's a great covers on these. And you could see why, if I'm into vintage paperbacks and pulp art and all of that, why these would just naturally fit right in. And they're famous, movies. It's a little tricky to get the pages. Science fiction, early 50s science fiction movie. And the next one is Marlon Brando. It's On the Waterfront. Really cool drawing of Marlon Brando. Eva Marie Saint, Carl Malden, Lee J. Cobb. This one is this is 12 pages. It's a little more involved, a little more kind of a famous film that they were advertising. All the scenes from the movie. On the waterfront. Kiss of the Vampire. Another cool cover art. This is great horror cover art. And this is Kiss of the Vampire. Vampire girl. Next one is the X-15, and this is Charles Bronson is in this movie. It's about the rocket plane X-15. This is probably the late 50s, maybe very early 60s. Charles Bronson is the lead actor. Early Charles Bronson film. Next one is Beggars Are Coming to Town. Beggars Are Coming to Town. Nat over New York. Burt Lancaster, Elizabeth Scott. Great cover. This noir crime movie. Kirk Douglas is in it. Great noir crime novel. Elizabeth Scott is great. Cops Hunt. Frankie Madison. And it's got nice write-ups on Burt Lancaster, Elizabeth Scott, Kirk Douglas, Kristen, I believe that's Miller. I'm reading it upside down so I can't tell. Plus my eyes aren't so good. There's a nice photo of Elizabeth Scott. She was a Hollywood siren in a lot of noir movies. Speaking of noir, another one, Alfred Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train with Farley Granger. That was based on the Elizabeth Highsmith novel, Strangers on a Train. And you know the story there. It's murder, two killers, unknown, with no connection to each other. Each kills the person that they want killed, so that there's no motive scene. It's a brilliant idea, and for a crime novel. Strangers on a Train. The next one is The Face of Dr. Fu Manchu. The Devil Doctor. Christopher Lee. Nigel Green. Classic Christopher Lee movie. Might be a Hammer horror film that was distributed in Europe. And the next one is Long John Silver, and this has Publicity on it. So this is probably these may have been given to people to publicize the film, not only to people going to the movies, but also sent out to reviewers in newspapers and magazines and such, to let people know about movies that were going to be coming. This Long John Silver is based on Robert Louis Stevenson's novel, so it's not Treasure Island, it's Long John Silver, but it is based on Treasure Island. And there's some pictures of there's some great pictures of there's a scurvy crew. The pirates in Treasure Island or in Long John Silver. There's Long John Silver with the one eye. Next one is I love these. I think they're so cool. They're 8 pages, almost all of them, and they're just really nice. This is, if I can find it's The Black Path of Fear by Cornell Woolrich. Black Path of Fear. And it's Robert Cummings and Michelle Morgan. And it's The Black Path of Fear, Cornell Woolrich's novel. Classic crime noir. And all of them have information about the story and photos. Really cool. This has nothing. They could have put another photo on the back. They just put United Artists. Next one is Rogue Cop, and that was made from it's Robert Taylor. It's got Robert Taylor, Janet Leigh, and George Raft in it. It's a hard crime noir, and it's from a William P. McGivern novel, Rogue Cop. And it's an MGM film. Nice, hard-boiled cop thriller. It's a really good read, too. I've read a lot of McGivern stuff, and it's really good. But the movies are really nice, too. Next one is it's a Fritz Lang film, and it's The Big Heat. And it's Gloria Graham and Glenn Ford. And The Big Heat is also by William P. McGivern. And it always has the cast of characters. It's Columbia Pictures. Lee Marvin is in it. These photos. It's a great film. Great, tough, hard-boiled film. And Gloria Graham. And this one also has, one of these did. Well, one of them also has Publicity on it.
You showed us that.
Yeah. And the next one is, so you have to look inside to see, because they put the English title. Dracula Has Risen from the Grave with Christopher Lee. And this is from 1967. This is a little different size. Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. 1967. Christopher Lee. He's great. He's a great vampire. He's so cool. You know, vampire stuff. Christopher Lee. Next one is, NASCAR fans would like this. It's a racing car movie. It's Redline 700. It's a Howard Hawks film from Paramount. And it's an early movie with James Caan in it. Redline 700. Really cool cover image. It's racing cars. This car exploding. Car flying up. I never saw this movie. I actually never heard of it. James Caan is in this. He must have been very young, starting his career when he was in this movie. Next one's a classic Western, and it's Shane with Alan Ladd. Great movie from the book by Jack Schaefer. There's Alan Ladd, George Stevens, who was, I guess, the director. Some of the scenes from the movie, big shootouts and things that happen. Van Heflin was, and Jean Arthur were the the family with the son who looks up to Shane instead of his father. And Shane, you know the story of Shane. It's a great story, great Western story, great human story. And his stars Van Heflin, Gene Arthur, Brandon DeWild is the young boy, and then Alan Ladd. Very cool picture of Alan Ladd. Next we've got John Wayne. Can't go out without having the Duke. John Wayne, Flying Tigers. This is during the war. This movie came out, I guess, around in the early 40s. Flying Tigers were Americans that fought in China against the Japanese. This is before America got into the war. And they painted their planes with the tiger logo on the front. It's great. And John Wayne was that classic John Wayne movie. This one I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like some kind of a sleaze movie or something from the fight, but you never guess it. This is a Western, and it's two saloon girls having a fight. They put that on the cover. And I don't know what movie it is, but it's dansk svenski film, so I guess Danish, Swedish, which I guess a lot of these are. It says something fuzzy. It's a Western. It's a Western. And interesting movie. The last one is Knock on Any Door, and this is Humphrey Bogart. Knock on Any Door. John Derek. And this has got like really nice centerfold, just so many images from the film, so many photos. Really nice. Great bogey film. Well, there you have it. I just figured I wanted to show you these because I've never, actually I bought a bunch of them a few years ago from a fellow, and I've never seen any of them since. I never saw any of them before that, and I was wondering what they are, and they're some kind of publicity for films that are American films that were distributed in Europe in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And I think they're really cool, and I hope you enjoy them. Let's look at these fascinating vintage publicity for European films, and hope you enjoy this look. Give us a thumbs up if you did, and see you next time. Thanks for looking.